Welcome to another video. Let's go and take a look at White Castle. White Castle is the best preserved and most imposing of the trio of Monmouthshire fortresses, known as the Three Castles, which includes Grosmont and Skenfrith, built to control the border. Originally constructed from wood and earth, a series of renovations transformed it into the significant defensive structure we see today. Its medieval name might derive from the white rendering used on its masonry. The large outer ward is as big as a football pitch, while the pear-shaped inner ward sits behind a deep, steep-sided, water-filled moat. Many of these features are thought to be the work of Lord Edward, later King Edward I, who took possession of the three castles in 1254. The modifications at White Castle, his first Welsh castle, can be seen as a forerunner for all the mighty fortresses he would go on to build in North Wales. White Castle's purpose was first to be a stronghold, protecting against invaders and providing an advantage through its location and architecture. It has since been the grounds of many battles and the residence of many owners, including royalty. The unique circular architecture was the example used by King Edward I. The stone construction that came later in the 13th century comprised of a very particular architecture that was created to make the inner castle impenetrable. The inner wall was surrounded by a deep, steep walled moat, the outer wall and four towers that easily viewed the entire surrounding landscape for miles. A fortress made of stone with almost every possible advantage was the intention that went into the rebuilding of White Castle. Considering how well preserved it stands today, it seems as if the plan was a success. The early 13th century brought much change for White Castle. The three castles were given to Hubert de Burgh by King John at the time when White Castle was a less sought-after fortress than it would eventually become. Used primarily as a military installation and a garrison that possessed large stores of weapons, including arrows and bolts for crossbows, the conditions at this time were said to have been quite miserable. While in the process of remodelling the three castles, possession was taken from Hubert de Burgh by King John. Instead, the king gave them to a rival of Hubert's, William de Braose. Upon falling out with de Braose in 1207, King John then took back the three castles, only to have them retaken by de Braose's son, also named William. Once Hubert de Burgh was released from French captivity, he returned to power and took back the three castles in 1219. In 1232, Hubert fell from power yet again, giving possession of the three castles, this time to Walrand Teutonicus, a royal servant. Walrand remained in possession until 1234, when the three castles were returned to Hubert once more, but only until 1239, when Hubert fell out with the crown for the last time. This is when Walrand made many improvements to White Castle, including a new hall, pantry and buttery in 1244. 1254 brought another change of ownership, with the three castles being given to King Henry's oldest son, who would later become King Edward. Much later in the 19th century, White Castle was sold to Henry Somerset, the Duke of Beaufort. White Castle passed throughout the Somerset family over the next century, eventually becoming an informal tourist attraction in 1909. In 1922, White Castle was given to the state to care for and now is managed by Cadw. It remains a tourist attraction for visitors to enjoy to this day. White Castle has proudly stood the test of time at over 1,000 years old. It has seen countless encounters that made history in Wales and beyond. Once made of earth and wood, the stone-walled structure that people know of today is what made White Castle famous. Along with its two sister castles, together the three castles were an important element of Welsh history, eventually becoming part of an independent country that was once plagued by invaders of all kinds. Thanks to the accommodating lands of Wales, many a castle has been built within its borders. The ongoing battles and uprisings of the medieval age caused need for protection, and the castles provided just that. With the advantageous terrain of mountains and valleys, along with a plentiful water supply, castles built in Wales served great purpose and effectively protected their residents from attackers. While it's hard to see now how gloriously it once stood, a simple gaze at White Castle's ruins gives off the feeling of great power. With great history behind its walls, White Castle remains a tourist attraction for visitors far and wide. The unique architecture still pleases the eye of onlookers and incites curiosity in anyone who pays this majestic site a visit. For over a millennium, White Castle has stood strong despite the battles that raged in its surroundings. While it may now be a ruin, it still stands strong today. Let's see what it looks like from above. And that was it, the White Castle near Abergavenny, South Wales. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and we'll see you all on the next one.